we have a Reddit post we need to react to. Nick, if you can pull up the Reddit post. This kind of I think it was on the New York Post reacted to it. Are my dating deal breakers too strict? I'm a 29-year-old straight man who has been actively dating since I turned 18. In that time, I've met a wide array of women, and I've constructed a short deal breaker list to help me determine suitability early in the dating stage. I showed this to a friend who said it was too strict and quite discriminatory. Here it is. Has cheated in a past relationship, takes recreational drugs on a regular basis, has an incurable STD, is currently in a situationship or has a friend with benefits, has low standards of hygiene, is a sex worker, whether online or in person, has extreme political views, is a single mother to one or more children.
That's a good list.
You said it was too strict.
Yeah,
do you guys think that's too strict of a list?
Great list.
Great list. I agree. It's a great list.
Yeah.
Solid list.
I don't have an opinion about the list, but I don't think it's too strict.
That's honestly what I feel too. I just think like it's like, you know, at the end of the day, that's his prerogative. If those things were to cause contention or negative aspects within the relationship from the foundation of it, then those are his deal breakers, and that's his right.
Okay. Would you guys recommend them though?
I'm sorry.
Recommend what?
Like, let's say, I'm sure you said great list, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you do relationship coaching. Mm-hmm. So you would recommend that list to other people, right?
Like you should adopt this.
Yeah, you should do.
Yeah.
So would you guys do that? Would you tell people they should adopt that list?
Absolutely. There are things on that list that I would recommend, but as a whole, I mean, there are things that I don't think are deal breakers, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, because I would only recommend something that was something I would co-sign. And I personally don't co-sign, like I said, some of those things I would. Some of them are not deal breakers for me. So like, for example, a single parent, my ex was a single parent. So like, that's not a deal breaker to me.
Yeah, so kind of the point of this is to say, the reason, let's say he was guilty of everything on the list, everything. Mm-hmm. But in his capacity as a coach, recommended to other men to follow that list because that would be in their best interest most of the time. That's the kind of the spirit. Yeah, that's the spirit of what we're talking about. So pretend for a second, if you were a relationship coach for men, would you recommend this same type of list that he would recommend is the question.
My biggest thing is I don't think single mothers as a whole should be a deal breaker as a generality.
Or someone who's cheated in the past, because sometimes people they've made a mistake
grow,
and
they change, and that's a case by case, and probably not the majority of experience, but it is enough of an aspect to take into account.
Yeah. That's actually one of the predominant factors that predicts if someone will cheat, though, if they've cheated in the past. So that's just something to be mindful about.
I'm not saying it's not, but
I'm not saying that's not objectively true or not, but I'm just saying that there are cases where that's not true, and I'm willing to give someone the benefit of the doubt if I like them enough and trust them enough and their current version of self. And I feel that people can prove like actionable change within themselves, not necessarily just physically, but mentally, emotionally, through therapy work, other aspects as well, career change, several factors that can embolden them to stop toxic cycles. And it's unfortunately a rare thing that occurs in current society, but it does happen, and I want to give someone on an individual basis that chance. So a deal breaker for me is an absolute, and meaning that if there's the possibility that could be a situation that I could work with, then I wouldn't consider that a deal breaker. I would consider that like a pink flag versus a red flag. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't disagree.
I might be able to I could adopt that position, but I don't think I would be able to adopt that position if it were someone that holds your point of view on your idea of regret. So,
can you elaborate?
If someone is... So if someone has engaged in the activity of cheating, I want them to be able to have regret for what they've done, recognize that was wrong, it was evil, and it was destructive to that relationship or to future relationships. I want them to have done the emotional groundwork to work through that, understand, suss out what was wrong with that, be able to come to me and show me, like, I toiled over this. I see where I messed up. It was wrong. I regret that decision. I wish I did not do it. And like, there is tangible evidence to that effect. Then I could get on board.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, when it comes to regret, that is a topic in my life I think I have flip-flopped on, and I have struggled to understand my relationship with, because I've had, like, from being born to 18, I was a Mormon. And then I had a few years in my early 20s where I was just angry at the world. And then I had like a very committed monogamous lifestyle relationship, and then I threw myself into another extreme. So I've had these like sections in life from operating from very different perspectives and very different like modalities, places within myself. And so I just feel that essentially, based on what you just said, it really does make me want to reflect my perception of regret.
Okay.
So I think that I am the kind of person where like I really do continually like self-actualize myself. I'm very self-aware.
Wait, can you just speak?
Sorry, I'm very self-aware, and so like I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong or when I think I can improve upon something. And I am the kind of person that wants to strive to better myself, even if I don't necessarily know how or how to overcome certain disconnects I have because of like aspects of myself, my identity, my